All right, so Michael Battleaxe walks in with his cheese platter prepared, and the four, creatures in the room, the four humanoids, they're kind of stunned when you walk in with your cheese platter.
They've never seen such niceness.
They've never seen such luxurious cheeses presented in such a fine way.
Michael Battleaxe invented the party platter.
On this day in history.
So, they're stunned, and one of the humans is like, "Huh? Who are you? What are you doing here?"
I got Swiss. I say to him, I got Parmesan.
I mean, those are named after real world locations, and we're in a near-Earth myth, so that would be called like Swiss cheese and Parmesan.
Exactly what he said.
Rare artisanal goblin blends for you all. Please have some of my cheese.
The humans are, and the dwarf and the elf don't really seem that interested in your cheese, which is strange because you get the impression that they're being held captive. Their clothes are dirty. It doesn't.
Or they're lactose intolerant.
Or maybe they're
they must be lactose intolerant.
So they're not that excited, and actually the dwarf kind of pats his belly and says, "Sorry, lad, I'm all full up."
I'm peering in through the door,
okay,
because I'm a coward, and I don't like where this is leading. This all seems very suspicious.
I put down my cheese platter, and I walk over to the dwarf.
Okay.
And you said he was tied up or no? He was
no, they're not tied up. They're actually they're free to move about. But they look, you can tell like their shirts are ripped and they're looking like a little bruised up, but like not bad.
I walk up to the dwarf and I ask him if he's able to walk.
He says, "Aye, lad," because that's a thing that dwarves would say.
I'm not sure what that means, so I pick up the dwarf and put him in my now empty, soiled bag. And sling him over my shoulder.
The dwarf grumbles at you. Not really sure what's going on, but surely he will carry a grudge towards you from this day forward. Dwarves
with the
carry
dwarf
grudges.
slung over my shoulder, I have no idea what to do.
Okay.
And ask Thad for help.
The humans and the elf are taken aback, but you sort of incapacitated this dwarf. He's sort of shuffling around trying to get free, but you've got a good steady hold on him. So let's let one of your other compatriots go here.
I asked these guys, what are they doing in here?
Oh, okay, thank you. Wow.
That's my problem. I try to solve the problems before I figure out what they are.
You don't even know what the problems are.
You didn't even put the other people in your bag yet.
He's like a reverse Santa Claus.
He's Krampus.
That's it, Krampus. Thank you.
They explain that they were out traveling to Anyton from some far off land in a caravan, and their caravan was captured by goblins, and they were brought here, imprisoned, but they were fed regular and kept pretty comfortable, all things being equal. So they're thankful for you for releasing them. And that's about it.
Okay.
What were they fed regularly with?
Actually, it was pretty good stuff because they had a pretty stocked caravan while they were coming. So they were getting breads and dried fruits, cheeses, and salted meats. Yes, Jesus.
I asked them where the food was kept that they were fed with.
They don't know. They've just been stuck in this room.
Okay. I asked them to let me know if they find out.
Do these guys know? Do they have any clues as to what is going on in that other room down the hall?
Well, no, they don't. But funny you should mention that.
All right, I'm already walking out of the room.
I walk out as well with the dwarf slung over my shoulder in the bag.
He's like beating the back of your back with his fist. He's like, "Let me go."
just as you mentioned that, you see a bunch of goblins, come around the corner of this room, and they're piling out, and they're none too pleased.
Uh-oh.
Oh, bad.
Well, there's that many. There are 3 goblins with spears, and there's one with like sort of like a big, great weapon, like a 2-handed axe type thing. And he's also got like this little weird ball of fangs and jaws. It almost looks like a little like dog, if the dog were made out of like weird spongy fungus material.
Oh, it's like one of those like accessory dogs like Paris Hilton has.
Exactly.
Toy
Although
dogs.
this one looks like he's madder than hell, as they say.
Is there corpse persistence in this universe, Anthony?
Yes, the goblin that you killed is lying on the floor in front of them. So
Poop! I knew we should have eaten that corpse.
they I think they probably know what you've done. So Thad, it looks like you're closest to the action. If you want to alert the rest of the party, or alert the party and run away, or make an attack, or do something, it's your turn to do it.
I yelled to Michael, release the dwarf. And then I run all the way to the back of the room.
Make sure you take the cheese with you. Don't want them
I take
getting
all
out.
I collect the cheese plate and bring it in with me, and then set it next to me and guard it with my life.
Okay. In this case, you do like a sweet Legolas move, and the cheese plate is on the floor, and you kick it up like a
Like a
cool
surfboard.
kick flip
Like a
from a
skateboard.
skateboard man, and none of the cheeses are disturbed. They all stay perfectly still.
Wow. Cool.
You catch it with your hand, and you run into the back of the room.
Wow.
Oof, I am the coolest.
Sick move, yo. All right, Judge, you're next closest to the action, so I'm going to let you go next here. It's your turn. You can try and do something here.
All right, I'm going to try and be a little strategic here, and I'm going to move my character 1 space to the right and 3 spaces down to that corner, and I'm hoping that we might be able to get some sort of strategic advantage of getting the drop on these guys as they enter through here.
Okay, you sort of nestle yourself in the corner there. It's a good defensive position. I like it. Do you want to you really only did like an move there.
Mm-hmm.
What if you want? I will let you save your action until maybe one of the goblins gets into the room, so you can sort of ambush him if you want.
Is there anything I could do to prep? Is there any the secret fuel oil that I could pour on the ground to ignite later?
Well, like I said, there are some things in the room that maybe you could use. Obviously, there's a cheese platter and a gong. There are infrequent stalagmites and stalactites, but
Okay.
and there are those luminescent mushrooms as well.
I will save my action for later.
Okay.
You don't want to crack off a stalagmite and use it as a baseball bat to knock your magic rocks at him?
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
I got something else in mind.
Better be good.
It won't be.
No.
Because I can't compare with a stalactite baseball bat. Thanks for setting the bar so high.
That's good. Reset expectations. That's good.
All right, Michael Battleaxe, it's your turn.
I take my bag with the dwarf inside, and I tie it up to the ceiling right in front of the doorway.
Oh, okay.
And then I move back towards the other guys.
How are you how are you tying it up? I'm not sure I follow what you're trying to do.
I imagine like a sleeping bag, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I I just kind of pull the top of it
Right.
real tight.
Okay.
Taut.
Yeah, like a sack.
And there's got to be something at the top there, like a beam.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say there is, sure. That's
And I kind of tie it around there in a knot.
okay, just right in front of the door.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't ask you this, and it doesn't really matter. Is the door open or closed right now? Did you guys close the door as you came through?
No, we left it open because we're careless.
Okay. So there's
Yeah.
just a big open door frame with a sack with a dwarf in it hanging down
Yep.
in front of the door. Okay, that's great.
Yep.
I'm gonna
As one does, of course, sure.
put the dwarf over here to remind us of that. So he's just sort of hanging out in the middle of the doorway there. sort of
literally
flipping and flopping in a bag trying to get free, but he's not having much success. So I guess the goblins sort of come in, and they...
Dude, none of them hit their head on the dwarf?
Well,
like Home Alone?
They see this... They see this squirming dwarf, and they sort of just stab at it. Let's see if they actually... What do you think they're going to do? I don't know. They assume that there's
I thought they were going to hit their head on it as they ran in.
No, it's just going to be like one of those speed bags. They're all just going to punch it really rapidly.
Yeah, it's just... It was just a thing hanging from a door. I mean, they're not dumb enough to just run into a bag of arms and legs.
You told me these guys would light their mail on fire. Now they're smart enough to punch bags. I don't get it, Mr. DM. I've had a lot to learn about imagination.
You sure do. So, fortunately for the dwarf and unfortunately for these goblins, they stab out at the bag, but they don't actually manage to hit the dwarf. They just manage to rip your newfound sleeping bag open, and
no,
a dwarf tumbles out. He's
surprise
couldn't be
attack.
more mad. Couldn't be
My
more
dwarf.
mad. Let's see if this dwarf is able to do something to this goblin on the way down. So
He literally has the drop on them.
he does literally.
Did all the soil come out of it too?
Yeah, everything comes out. So no, the dwarf just sort of lands in a pile of cheese and garbage that you've collected so far.
Oh no, our treasures.
We still have the gong. It's okay.
He swings his fist at the goblins, but he's in no state to be attacking at this moment. So, unfortunately, he doesn't really do anything. Thad, I think we said that you went first, so it's your turn again. You've got a dwarf in front of you. He's on the ground. You've got some goblins bearing down on you. Got some newfound allies, I guess, although they haven't really proved themselves that useful at this moment, but you never know. What would you like to do?
All right, while we've got some space up front, I'm going to take a shot at one of the two front goblins, probably the one on the right.
Okay, cool. That looks like the boss man. He's got the big axe there and the yappy little sponge dog.
Perfect.
So we're going to say, because they're just coming around the corner here, I guess your attack can be a little sneaky. So we're going to let you roll a sneaky attack here.
Yeah, they don't know what they're walking into.
No, they don't, So, and yeah, it's good enough to hit the goblin. You don't it's not like a particularly solid hit. You sort of just graze him. He's hurt, but he's doesn't seem to be that upset. Well, you've technically got another action. If you want to make 2 attacks, I guess you could, or try and do something else.
I'm doing 2 attacks.
Okay, 2 attacks. You gonna put it into the same guy or a different pal?
Same guy. Gonna chip away at him.
Okay. Oh man. So this time you rolled a 4, which is good. It's well above his threshold. You need to hit him. What you do is, he's got that little yappy sponge dog, and it hits him right in the eye, and he sort of deflates. The goblin who is wielding him, it looked like it was probably his pet, seems to be pretty distraught, and he sort of yells out "No!" but in goblin. So I don't know what that sounds like, and I'm not gonna try and pretend like I make a sound. But he seems to be distraught. He sort of collapses at the side of his friend, who you've struck with an arrow, struck dead with an arrow.
I've murdered Sponge Dog SquarePants.
You have indeed. So that goblin looks preoccupied with mourning the loss of his dog. The other goblins don't seem to be too dissuaded, though. They look like they're going to be able to attack here soon.
Hey folks, Michael Battleaxe here. The holidays are coming up, and you know what that means, don't you? That's right. It's time for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Did you know that you can support the Men Drinking Coffee with your online shopping addiction? It's easy. Just go to mendrinkingcoffee.com/support, click on the Shop with Men Drinking Coffee on Amazon link in the center of the screen, And you'll be supporting the Men Drinking Coffee with every purchase you make on Amazon at zero cost to you. Anytime that you buy a 12-sided die, a video game to put in your display case, HDMI cables, a portion of that will go to the Men Drinking Coffee. I like those odds. Once again, go to mendrinkingcoffee.com/support and get to shopping, or I'll hit you with my battle axe. Now, back to the show.
Technically, Michael, Judge, you sort of still have an attack from last turn if you want to
Oh, yeah.
do anything. I'll let you make 2 actions in a row here.
I'm going to combine all the thematic elements that you set up in this wonderful dungeon for us.
Okay.
First, I'm going to shout out to everybody. Everybody, close your eyes.
Yeah, give a shout out to everybody.
Okay. First, Diaper isn't allowed to talk, but I shout out to everybody to close their eyes. And since the goblins don't understand English, they're not going to do this, but everybody else will.
Yep.
Because we all agree to be civil to one another.
Yes.
And I pluck one of the phosphorescent mushrooms from the ground.
Okay.
And I enchant it with a spell that'll turn this thing into a flashbang.
Okay, I like it.
So I'm going to toss this enchanted mushroom in between the 3 goblins, and everybody else has their eyes closed, and also they put their fingers in their ears too. I said that too.
Okay.
In retrospect, but so I do that. I do all the things that I just said.
Okay, great. I'm going to give you a bonus to that because it was so descriptive. So I'm gonna add 1 to whatever you roll here. This is going to be a flashy attack. You rolled a 1 total. It was actually a pretty bad roll. You rolled three minuses, but your flashy skill was good enough that your attack manages to succeed. You put your flashbang right in the middle of the goblins, and it goes off, blinding them and making their ears ring. They're suitably disoriented. For hopefully our friend Michael Battleaxe to clean up. Although, Judge, again, if you want it, you can take another action here.
I soak it in and nod to myself in a self-congratulatory manner, and I go, yeah, that was good, and I don't do anything else, but I still waste my turn.
Okay, fantastic. So, Michael Battleaxe.
After, first I nod at Juji. Mm-hmm. I say, good shot. Give him like a head nod.
Okay.
And then I rev up my stunt. Axe, bloody spray.
Okay, great. So,
which attacks everybody, right?
Yeah, it attacks the people that you're next to. So we're gonna just sort of get this dwarf out of the way. You sort of move in and kick him to the side.
Do you want to give a quick explanation as to what that is, Anthony?
Okay, so in this game there are things called stunts, and they're essentially like, if you think of a video game, you're like your special attack. What the one that I made up for Chris is that when he uses this attack, he can use it once per game, I think. Once per game session. When he uses it, he sort of spins himself around like a medieval helicopter dervish thing and makes an attack against everyone who's next to him. So, like, if he was surrounded by these goblins, he could make an attack against all of them. But since he's next to 2 here, he's going to make an attack that targets both of these goblins. So you might be able to dispatch them all with one fell swoop here. So let's see.
You also said in your description here, the DM will then describe this in a suitably gory way.
Oh, okay. Yes, I forgot about that.
So make sure you do that. I'll be watching.
Okay, fantastic. So let's see how you do, Michael Battleaxe. This is unquestionably a forceful attack. You decapitate the goblin sort of to the back there. I'm having hard times with directions because I'm facing a different way than the camera. So this
gore
one,
it up, mister. Gore it up.
Yeah, where's the gore?
Your axe embeds soundly in his neck, and the cold steel removes his head in one fell swoop. I already used that.
Listen, Mr. DM, I'm gonna give you a little help here.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna get to the question everybody really wants to know when you're describing the gore here.
Yeah.
Is there blood?
Oh, is there? Blood shoots like a faucet out of the goblin's severed spinal column, and
shouldn't that be spinal fluid?
Brains leak out of the goblin's nostrils.
As this blood is squirting everywhere, I look at Juji and I say, "That's what you get for not liking my joke. Now look at all this blood." as I know you hate.
Yep, that's true. He does hate that blood.
I cringe.
Thad starts gagging in the back of the room. But careful to aim his face away from the cheese.
Good. I appreciate
Quick
that,
thinking.
Thad.
That's smart. And not only does it sever the one goblin's neck, but the axe embeds firmly in the shoulder of the mourning goblin who's mourning his dead pet. And now,
Oh, I thought you meant like a morning goblin, like in the morning.
no.
Like a mourning dove.
Yeah.
No, the
So
mourning
the
goblin.
sad goblin.
who's weeping, hunched over his dead friend. And he now finds an axe stuck in his shoulder as well. He doesn't look like he's long for this world either. Let's see. I think it's the goblin's turn here, finally.
Well, I mean, they're flashbanged.
Oh, they are. You're right. I forgot about that part. Just silly me. Yeah. They're gonna take a turn to sort of recover, get their wits about them. So now would be a good time to sort of dispatch them while they're not paying attention. So honestly, I'm not even gonna make you guys roll for it. These guys seem like they're totally out of it. So you kind of just go through and
Rend them asunder.
yes, you coup de grace them, as they would say in the
I don't speak Spanish.
ye old Dungeons and Dragons. So, congratulations, the goblins are thoroughly dispatched. They're dead. Congratulations, good job, guys. That's
I
some-
asked for all my teammates to pound the rock as I hold out my fist.
Do you guys pound the rock?
I say sarcastically, well, we couldn't do it without our friends, the former prisoners here.
Good point. Good point.
You guys could have jumped in at any times, just so you know.
You guys kind of notice they have like the fop sweats. They're breathing heavy. Like you're not
The
really
anime
100%
sweats.
sure why. They're not looking good.
Because
Too
they
much
think I'm going to give
cheese.
them a wedgie for not helping.
Yeah. The dwarf sort of gets up and dusts himself off and sort of says to you like, thanks, matey. I would have helped you, but I've got a bad case of the gout. He's got gout.
Wow.
Yeah.
That guy kind of like took it in stride, the fact that like Diaper hung him up there to be killed.
Michael Battleaxe.
Excuse me, Michael Battleaxe, I'm sorry.
Well, we have technically saved their lives twice now, so
Yeah, but we also put it in danger for him once, so it kind of works out to one for him. But
That dwarf was
semantics.
a buttercup. He was a cupcake. I was toughening him up.
cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Need to learn some bravery.
All right, so there looks like all the goblins have been dispatched. Now you've got the hallway. You've got another door on the left side of the hallway, or you could just start going forward. Either of those approaches are sound, or you could try and do something else.
Let's put these guys to work. Are any of them like especially sneaky or useful, and we could kind of outsource this to have them check out one of that side room?
The younger of the two humans says he'll go check it out for you.
All right, cool.
So,
Oh wait, no, I say you better, and I point my wand, which again has a star at the end of it, against him, and I say go and do it.
I cross my arms intimidatingly.
so you guys
Thad,
just,
do you do anything? To Thad?
bad.
I hope he keeps Audacity going.
Me too. Well, anyway, we don't really need him at this second. So,
who are we talking about? We talking about me?
What?
there
I
we
heard
go.
that.
He's back.
All right. I take a swing at the DM, breaking the fourth wall for saying such
Oh,
things
no.
about my friend Thad.
He's breaking the fourth wall.
Roll that, DM.
And yes, I did keep Audacity going, so
Okay, good.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah. Your attack effectively cleaves the fourth wall in twain and leaves my spirit just a little hurt.
That's right. All
okay,
right,
since this is all
continue
going to be
on.
edited out, I have a question about the stunts.
Sure.
I'm gonna leave this in. It was great. Like, go ahead.
So when it is when you're saying it's per game session, is that per recording session? Is that per?
Yeah, it's like per time we play.
Okay.
If you want to use it more, just like make an excuse. You
Think of
also
it like
have things that I haven't really explained called fate points, which let you like re-roll when you roll shitty. So like you could just use one of those to use one if you wanted to.
Okay, cool.
Think of it like
We're loosey-goosey with the rules here. You know, have fun. Have fun with it.
Good. I didn't want to be stingy with my stunts.
Nope. Yeah, go for it. Use them all. So, okay. Are we ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
Okay.